Welcome to the Take Care Sis podcast with me, Key, and Kiki.
Join two friends for a conversation around self-care in real life. We'll talk about anything on the spectrum from bubble baths to setting boundaries to managing friendships and more.
As your sisters, we also just want to provide a weekly check-in. You know, like big sis asking little sis, sis, you good? So come on in, sis. Let's talk about how we can take better care of ourselves.
What's up, Key?
What's up, Kiki? How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
You know, chilling like a villain. You know, Resurrection Sunday, he is risen. Easter. I didn't get my Easter basket, so my mama is about to be fired. She still got 5 more hours to get her life, but I know she ain't gonna come through, so I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna get her back.
You gonna call Child Protective Services?
Huh?
You gonna call Child Protective Services on her?
No. I've decided that Mother's Day is coming, and you know, listen. You introduced this Easter basket thing to me, friend. Like you did. You started it. So I feel like if you can't keep it going, and I mean, my birthday is Tuesday. The least you could have did was give me an Easter basket. But you can't give me an Easter basket, then, you know, I feel like a mother, you're not really fulfilling your motherly duties. So why I got to come through for Mother's Day? Why?
I was gonna be in the same boat, but I forgot that my mom gave me an Easter bunny, a chocolate Easter bunny, like weeks ago. She already had it covered. She was already on it.
You at least got
not the whole Easter basket, but I did get a chocolate bunny, and I was about to cuss her out too. But yeah, I forgot she gave me mine a long time ago, so I can't be too mean to her. Mm-hmm.
You at least got that.
Just tell your mama, my friends already got their stuff. Where's mine? And listen, we ain't the only ones that's been thinking this way. I've seen so many people on my timeline that are like, "Mama, where's my stuff?"
Right.
Like, "Hey, parents, where's my stuff? I need my Easter basket. I need my Easter gear."
And I tagged her in a post and everything, and she laughed at it. That's all she did was laugh at it.
I think that's what I told you. I showed my mama that, and she laughed. She was like, "Oh, that's cute."
I don't understand the audacity of these women.
I know. They think they're grown, right? They think they're grown. And they not.
Right.
They need to calm down, sit down somewhere.
Sit down somewhere and get my Easter basket. Where is my chocolate? Where are my Ferrero Rocher eggs, friend?
Ooh.
Where are my Ferrero Rocher eggs? Where are my jelly beans? Where are my, oh my gosh. So it used to come in like one of those egg carton. Well, they look like an egg carton. It was tiny, but it was like the bubble gum, but it was the bubble gum eggs. Man, listen, I could go through literally one of those cartons in like one sitting because I would chew it. The flavor would go away.
Yep. You know?
But it's the little things. It's the little things. Why? I don't know where she gets this from. I don't know who she thinks she is, but somebody better get her. Somebody better get. I now can't let her listen to this podcast either. I was going to let her listen to this episode. Probably not anymore. Probably not.
I think you should.
Listen, because I be saying what I said except to my mom. Yeah, I'm not that brave yet. At my big age, I'm still not brave enough to say what I said to my mama. Go figure. Kiki.
Yes.
Kiki.
Yes.
Girl, this is our 10th episode. Like 10.
Is it?
Yeah, this is our 10th episode. 10. All right, so let's reflect a little bit. For 10, for the big 10, for the big double digits. What was your favorite episode to record? And why?
I mean, they're all my favorite because we have such great conversations. But I think I'm gonna always like our self-care types episode because it was an introduction to different types of things. Of course, everything we talk about falls from the episode. It's kind of a foundation for everybody.
Mhm.
So that was literally the second episode. Literally, y'all. If you ain't listening to that, we coming for you. Okay.
She coming for you. I can't breathe, but she gonna come for you. I can't. I can't. Oh, I forgot to ask you about your week, friend. I'm tripping, y'all. I'm tripping. Kiki, how was your week? And how did you do with movement? Because that was your self-care you were going to attend to this week. How did you do with your movement?
I've had a great week. My movement, I did go for a walk. So I didn't do what I wanted to do with the walking more than once this week, but I got my movement because I was helping someone move. So that was where my movement came from. You know, that's a full body workout. You lifting stuff, you moving boxes, and you placing stuff where it need to be. You just doing everything. I know. Look at you. I know.
Listen, when I move in a couple months, I've decided I'm just not taking shit with me. I'm not. I ain't taking nothing with me. I'm just gonna start all over new. And I know this sounds real expensive, right? But I can't do it. I can't move.
Listen, I just had this conversation with my mama. I said, I will pay for convenience. Pay for convenience. So whenever I decide to move, some mover is coming to my house and they're gonna move these boxes.
Right. And I don't exactly have enough. Well, I have enough for a mover, I think, but like I actually need new furniture and stuff like that too. So it's gonna be a lot of me taking trips back and forth with like clothes and shit. And I just feel like I don't want to hire a mover for that, but I'm also not moving this stuff. So, you know, we talked about decluttering last week, and I have a feeling that something deep in my soul is telling me I'm gonna probably end up throwing a lot of my shit away because I just don't.
We already had this conversation. I'm gonna need you to get a strategy for throwing shit away and not just doing it.
You gonna move it, friend?
I move a box. That's I got you on a box.
Oh gosh.
So how was your week?
My week was not great. It wasn't. Mother Nature decided to pay me a painful visit. That was first and foremost. And then as soon as I started feeling better in that regard, Mother Nature hit me again with this pollen allergy crap. Yes, so the latter half of my week was full of no sleep, can't breathe, and I'm sure y'all can hear the congestion that I still got, but this sounds good compared to the last couple days. So yeah, it wasn't the great week. My goal was to actually get in multiple days of walking over 10,000 steps a day. Didn't happen because I can't breathe. And I was irritable all week because I couldn't sleep either. So yep.
I'm sorry, friend.
That was me. It's all good. I'm gonna be better next week. Next week's gonna be a good week.
We claiming it. We're speaking that. Yes.
Friend, my birthday trip is next week. It's gonna be a great week. Me and my stuffy nose, we finna have some fun.
You should, and you better.
Yep. Okay, so I cut you. I'm going back to what we were saying. Your favorite episode to record was episode 2, where we talked about the different types of self-care. I think my favorite episodes to record were the last couple ones. Well, not the decluttering, because that's your thing. I enjoyed the burnout and the great resignation one, probably because they were so personal to me. So yeah, I enjoyed those two. So Kiki, going backwards, back to what we were saying. What was the hardest episode for you to record and why?
I probably the languishing episode because it was so personal. And it's still kind of lingering, I guess. Like I want people to know that they're not alone, but also being vulnerable in that aspect is kind of hard.
Mhm.
I wouldn't say it's hard. It was just a challenge, I guess, to have to come up with that. But it also was calming to know that there is a term for it and that I'm not crazy. That the things
You
that
are
I
crazy.
feel aren't crazy. Say what?
Nothing.
No, say it again because I didn't hear that.
What?
Yeah, it's not gonna come through on the thing, but you got it, sis.
I said you are crazy, but there is a term for
Well, thank you,
it.
sis.
Let's see. My hardest episode is honestly all of them. I'm actually a pretty private person. So me getting deep and personal. And it's funny because like I'm talking to you right now, right? And I
Mhm,
sometimes forget that this is about to be blasted to the world.
mhm.
So honestly, like in retrospect, like after we recorded, the last two that were my favorite were also the hardest for me because it was me being very personal. And this episode today is probably going to take me out. Like I'm going to need a whole nap after I finish it. Um,
And I
but
encourage
yeah,
you to take it.
huh?
And I encourage you to take it, please.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So as we move forward in this whole podcast world, we're going to begin to incorporate guests. Who, Kiki, is your dream guest?
Um, because we're talking about self-care, and if y'all don't know, I listen to a lot of podcasts. I really have a playlist of podcasts that I listen to, whether they're comedy, whether they're self-care, self-help, whatever. But I would love to have Dr. Joy Harden Bradford from Therapy for Black Girls on this podcast to answer questions for y'all. I'm going to speak that because I know it might not happen right now, but in the future, we're going to have her up here because I think she'll be a vital addition to our podcast.
What's her
We
name
talk
again?
about Dr. Joy Braden Hart. Jesus, I just said it and you messed me up.
Dr. Joy, we need you, friend. We need you on the podcast, friend. Dr. Joy.
Her podcast is Therapy for Black Girls. So she's the host of that. And that is also a website, a resource for y'all, because we talk about therapy all the time. That is a website you can go to search for therapists, Black women therapists. So yeah, just throwing that out there. So who is your dream podcast guest?
So I'm the opposite of you. I don't listen to very many podcasts. But just going to be honest, my favorite person in the whole wide world in my head is Michelle Obama.
I knew
And I
it.
listen
I
and
was
I
waiting.
listen to her podcast. But not only that, like she would be a dream just because one, I want to meet her, and I've manifested that one. Like me and Michelle, we gonna have lunch one day, and she gonna sign both the books. She gonna sign them both. That also means I should probably carry them around with me more often, and I never do because they're heavy. But I ain't worked all of those details out. Anyway, I really would love to talk about self-care with her because like she was a whole first lady, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so she out here, giving us space, giving us looks, but she was also at home serving mom, serving Mr. Obama. How did she manage it all, and what does she do for self-care? And she does talk about it some in her podcast. She's got her group of girls, and they're always doing stuff. And I know she likes to work out and whatever, but like, what else do you do, Michelle? So she's always going to be my dream, whatever, guest friend in my head, lunch companion,
Right.
whatever. Mhm.
I'm a little salty because she ain't came back with that podcast yet, and
Right, friend, where
um,
is it?
I don't know, but I was waiting because I was like, all right, season 1. I ain't seen season 2 yet. I know they're working on stuff, her and her husband, but I'm needing to come on. I need her to come on back.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
All right.
sorry. I got worked up on that. That just made me a little mad. I
Yeah,
know
I
that's
get
your favorite person. But
I
she
get it.
made
No,
me
no, no.
mad. Come back, girl. Come back.
I need her to come back too because I want it. Look, it was one of the ones that I actually listened to. I don't listen to podcasts like Kiki. Who do you hope listen to our podcast? Because we finna blow up and whatnot. So who do you hope is gonna be like, oh yeah, I listened to Take Care Sis podcast, and then like you like scream. I'm a scream.
You are throwing out these hard questions today.
I'm here for it.
I'm honestly stumped on that. I really want us to blow up in a good way, and this is not in a way that a popular way. I want it to be where we are actually helping people. So, I mean, my dream person is anybody that needs help with self-care and don't need it
That's
in a formal way. Like, we're here to help. We are your sisters in your head. That's what I want.
I love that, and you sound like me. That's actually mine too. Like, I want to be recognized. Like, I know, like right now, we're not. This isn't a visual thing for everybody. We're not ready for that yet, y'all. So, but I do want to be recognized. Like, I want to be like, oh yeah, my name is Key, and they'll be like, yoga with Key, and you have the Take Care Sis podcast. Oh, I love that podcast. Yeah, like, I'm gonna be recognized by a stranger, and
Yeah.
even if the stranger is my mama's best friend that I don't know, it's fine. Whatever. My mama
That's
better be out here
real.
telling folks about my podcast. That's what she also better be doing.
Girl, I gotta show my mama how to listen to the podcast first.
Yeah, we gotta.
She be trying.
We should
I
probably
told
start.
her that. I told her, I was like, go on the Facebook page and just look, like, go over to podcast. She's like, I saw the videos of y'all, but I don't know how to get to I said, oh, girl, okay, girl. I gotta, yeah.
My mom's on Spotify, so she would listen on Spotify. But I can just hear it now. You just want me to listen to y'all talk? Yes, friend. God bless her. God bless her. Kiki. Oh, all right. So yes, that and I just have to take time out. I think we shouted her out last week. I don't remember, but the Honorable Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson. Like, we have our first African American Supreme Court justice, y'all. Our first woman.
Yes.
African American Supreme Court justice. And not only that, sis has natural hair, okay? Sis has sister locks. That's huge for me. Because typically, and no shade to the women who wear wigs and weaves, but it still seems to be way more common that people on TV and stuff like that are wearing their hair straightened. So The fact that our new Supreme Court justice, number one, her name is Ketanji. She got several vowels in there, and that's what us Black people do. We play with the vowels. So she has several vowels in there, and she has sister locks. Like, that was huge for me. Yeah.
I think what got me about this whole thing was, I know everyone saw it, but the way her daughter looked at her during the confirmation hearings. Yeah. I think that was so sweet, and that's just, I guess, a testament to how much she supports her mother and looks up to her, and how much we look up to her, even though we may not know her like that. It doesn't matter. She carried herself so well during all of this, despite what she had to go through, which is a lot of Black women's stories, especially a lot of Black women who are in predominantly white spaces.
Right.
And me being one of those, I think that spoke to me as well, just seeing that happen.
I think for me, the thing with the daughter, what stuck out to me is the fact that your daughter is so enamored and she was so absorbed in that moment. It shows how, like, at the end of the day, she may be Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, but she's also mom. You know what I mean? And that's a
Yeah.
big, that's a huge thing. And
That
so
says a
like
lot about their
that,
relationship at
exactly,
home.
exactly. That means she comes home and she actually is a mom. She's not
Yes.
just, bombarded and busy with, cases and whatever else it is that working moms, sometimes neglect, or they feel like they neglect their kids. But you
Right.
can tell like they still have a strong relationship. And so that's what got me about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I completely agree. Completely agree.
Yeah. Kiki, would you say, since you like to point out how much older than I am, that I am over you, would you say that a woman at your young age, your small age, would you say that you have a lot of regrets?
I don't have many regrets. I don't like to think of things in the term of regret because I think that everything happens for a reason, and that anything that happens is a lesson. If it something that happens bad is probably just a lesson, something to turn you around and make you think about something a different way. But essentially I do have like very few regrets. Very few. I just don't. I think that in this life, this is the life I'm supposed to live, and the decisions I've made are the ones that I'm supposed to have made. The path that I'm on is the path that I'm supposed to be on, whether I have to redirect that path at times. I just don't want to think of life in regrets.
We're a lot alike in that regard. But I asked about regrets as we move into our topic for today. I am celebrating my birthday this week. And every year for my birthday, I kind of do a state of the union of my life, if you will. And I just kind of like have an open dialogue between me and my creator, about where I am and how I'm feeling. I know he already know, but this is so I can go back and look on it and be like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Because I think I mentioned before, like my birthday is kind of like my new year. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure. Like I get excited about Happy New Year, but I told
Mm-hmm.
you I'm not a resolutions girl, nothing like that, because my new year kind of starts in April for my birthday. But this year for the people, because I'm a podcaster now, like I said that for the first time this week and I felt really weird. I was like, yeah, so I'm a podcaster and I need content. And I caught myself and I was like, I'm a podcaster. Like it was so funny. But anyway, I
As you
digress.
should.
This year I did something a little different. We've stated before that self-care is an act of self-love. And so I committed a huge act of self-love and I wrote on my 20-year-old self a letter, or my 20-ish year old self, since I'm 40-ish. I wrote my 20-ish year old self a letter. Well, here
Yeah.
you go. Okay.
The reference, I love it.
Y'all excuse me because I'm dealing with the congestions. All right. Hey girl, hey. It's me. Well, you, whatever. This is me from the future writing to you, 20-ish year old you. For the most part, I don't have a lot to warn you about or caution you about. You made a commitment right about now-ish to live a life that you don't want to have very many regrets. And I'm so proud to say that you've done that. Way to go, girl. This letter is really just to pick me up, a few words of encouragement. You're going to grow into a woman that is always there for others, but very few may be there for you or for you in the moments you need them or in ways that you want them to show up. Don't get me wrong, you are loved. Remember that when you question it. God is going to give you some amazing friends, quotation, some friends over the years, and a few very good friends. Some of the friendships you have now, you won't have 20 years from now. My advice, check your attachments. From platonic friends to romantic friends, seasons will change and you will go in various directions. But remember, communication is what's done between multiple parties, not just yourself. Never be afraid to say your truth. Just have discernment on how and when you say it. Also, never fear hearing someone's truth. With this, it also take it with a grain of salt. Some folks are speaking through their experiences. Oh, and lastly, on the topic of friendships and sisterhood, it will happen. Skiwi. No, you did not get married after college and have your 2.5 kids before you were 30. But one day you will realize this dream was kind of planted in you, not birthed from you. Speaking of planting, forgive mom and dad. No, seriously. They didn't know any better and they did the best they could. And you turned out pretty good. You're not perfect. Please stop right now trying to be. You're never going to fulfill the dreams they had for you because they are their dreams, not yours. And you have to remember your life is yours, not theirs. This is going to be a lesson that will last well into your 40s, unfortunately. But friend, don't worry. Your life is pretty good otherwise. On the topic of forgiveness, forgive you. No, for real. You beat you up like no other. It's kind of sad, friend. The truth is you weren't giving all the tools and you dive in whole head first into some things that sometimes you should probably pause and take a step back and see the bigger picture on instead of in that very moment. But also one of your strengths, but it's also one of your strengths and folks are going to love you for your bravery. Remember, friend, the baby, lack of money management, the breakup, Howard, you did not have the tools you needed. That was no one's fault. It just is what it is. You will bounce, but just be sure to forgive yourself. What I'm most proud of you is you have a healthy sense of self. You know who you are, and you said what you said, but you are also kind, loving, and passionate. You love you. At some point, you will lose confidence in yourself. Years of life beating you up while you remain hopeful, you really do lose confidence. At some point, you stop listening to your inner voice, and that's going to suck. You are going to do some things and some people you had no business. It's almost like you want to punish yourself. Yuck. I'm still disappointed for those moments. But this makes for amazing wisdom. You give great advice, which will come in handy because one day you are going to be a podcaster. I know, just go with it. Did I mention forgive your parents? They are always faithful and they may come with a lot of advice you didn't ask for, but they're going to be there for you. Always remember, they raised you to be who they aren't. That's legit a joke from God. It's going to cause many years of frustration and a few arguments. But believe it or not, there's going to be a worldwide outbreak, and they're going to be the people who you are closest to during this time. You will get to see them as people, not just your parents. It's going to be very cool. Oh, and don't be so hard on your big head brothers. You're going to grow apart. You're going to grow apart to not be as close as you were as kids. But just be mindful. You guys have the same parents. But they don't get to see your parents and experience them the way that you did. So they may not understand why they do the things that they do. Forgive them too. Okay, so we've covered forgiveness. And don't be so hard on yourself. Did I mention be patient with yourself? Jeremiah 29:11, friend. For I know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord, not Nikia. So be you. Just remember God is still God. Oh, and speaking of the Bible, Isaiah 6:8 is going to be your life verse. Just go with it. Go, because that's what it took. Never mind. Okay, so forgiveness, harden yourself, patience. Oh, and be patient with others. My Aries friend, this is a hard one. The only thing left for now is love. Whew, love. You have loved a dog, a man, family, friends. You even love you. But I need you to have a sense of love for you, that you love you behind closed doors. You love you in all your imperfections. You love you enough to be confident that you're always enough. Always. Until we meet again, friend. What will you stop? I can't trust you. I can't trust you. I can't trust you.
What am I doing?
You all like over there being a Cancer.
I really am. I can't deny it this time because I feel like you were talking to me.
Oh.
Like, I feel like I would have said the same things to myself. And you just worded it so well. So well. So well done, friend. Well done. Well done. Well done. And I mean that.
Thanks. Yeah, like, you know, I'm 40 plus. And you know, I'm trying to get over my Peter Pan syndrome where I'm never gonna grow up. But I could say life, you know, I've been kicked when I was low. But yeah, for the most part, life is good. And it really has helped that I have a like all things happen for a reason, but have the mentality that I'm gonna come out of this, right? It's helped me having faith in God. It's helped me having praying friends. It's helped me to have, like, I literally sit, especially as a young kid, I just sit at the feet of adults. That's good and bad. Because you learn a lot of things and you know you're going to go through things and you hear about the things and sometimes you internalize them. And I think that I internalized my mom's pain, some of my auntie's pain. I think I've internalized that a lot. And I think that that's hindered me in some ways because I'm like, oh, no, I got to control that. And I don't want to go through that because, you know, my aunt did that. And like I said, it's hindered me in some ways, but it's also given me wisdom in a lot of ways too. So, you know, at the end of the day, I don't regret it. I mean, what's for me is for me and it's going to come when it comes. So, you know, when I get my place in the Caribbean somewhere and I have this handsome, muscular man that likes to hammer and nail. Sorry. I'm focused. When all my dreams come true and as they continue to come true, yeah, it's just gonna be beautiful. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Oh, I like that, Key. I like the entire letter. Especially the part about your parents teach you what you're not wanting to be, I guess. I'm not saying that in a bad way, but like the truth is, like you said in your letter to yourself, is as you grow older, you start to see your parents as people. I feel like I've gotten to know my mom so much more as an adult and how she made decisions and why she made decisions. So I give her a lot of grace for the life she's lived. And I think she's hard on herself for that. And I'm like, it's a decision. Like in that moment, I can't say that I would make a different decision. Right. But I understand why you did certain things a certain way.
Yeah. And I hope that all moms realize that, right? Like you have to make that split decision right then and there.
Right.
And I mean, you just got to, again, trust that everything is going to work out. Like, it's not really about, you can't control everything, moms. And so, you know, just know that you are going to do right by your kids in the end. Like, it's a bigger picture thing. It's not always in this moment. So, but I really got to tell y'all, some of y'all people, stop spoiling these damn kids, make them work for something. Because, you know, if you're giving them these $1,000 parties at 4 and 5, what do they have to look forward to at 16?
Girl, nothing.
But I don't have kids, so let me shut up. All right. So what we doing for self-care this week, friend? What you got? What you got? What you doing?
Ooh, what am I doing this week for self-care? I think it will be good for me to regroup. Just because you did a reflection, like this is you talking to your 20-year-old self. I think it's good to like take time to reflect on your own plans and your own decisions. Because as you know, I am low key a perfectionist, and sometimes I'm very hard on myself.
Sorry, what?
What was that? Did you say high key?
Did I say hi, Key? Yeah, I said hi, Kiki. That's what I said.
Okay. As I was saying, I am low key a perfectionist, and sometimes I'm very hard on myself. Um, so maybe taking a moment to regroup, get myself together, and just not plan, but like allow myself to dream and create the vision that I want to see. I'm also bad at writing things down and putting things together. So I need to take time to do that. I am a visionary and I know that I have things that I want to come true. I just have to write them out completely and be specific and detailed about it.
Make the vision, wait.
Write the vision, make it play.
There you go.
Yes, that. What are you going to do for self-care this week, Key? Which I think that self-care all in itself was enough for this last week and this week.
I am not finished. No, I'm gonna do something that I rarely do. Like remember I told you that whole thing I got about humility, let me show you more than I can tell you, right? But one thing that I kind of forget to do is celebrate my wins and stuff like that. And so in the last 30 days, I left the job that was beginning to be toxic for me. Not saying it was a toxic workplace. I said it was toxic for me. So I left a toxic job. I got a new one. With this job, I have the ability to move. So I will be moving. I haven't moved yet, so we're not celebrating that. But like I have possibilities now. And I made it for another solar return. Like, yeah. And having COVID, like, really kind of made me step back and being like, yo, like, I'm still here, right? So I'm actually going to take this opportunity to celebrate, like, for real. And because, yeah, where I celebrate my birthday most times, I'm often caught up in the details of, like, making sure all my friends are okay. Because I have clusters of friends. I have sorority friends. I have family friends. I have work friends. I have, and so like, I'm so busy trying to make sure that I spend time with each of my groups, or that if I do bring them all together, I'm making sure that everyone's good. Fuck that. No, I'm going on a trip, and yeah, I am just gonna have a ball. Like, I'm pretty much winging it for this trip, the whole thing. I did get tickets to a concert. I'm going to go see her. She's my favorite. So I'm going to go see her. But other than that, I'm spending 4 days just chilling and enjoying where I am. I'm going to a new space. I'm hanging out with one of my line sisters because it's her birthday too. So we're just going to go celebrate. I am super excited. And that is how I'm going to celebrate me.
That's awesome. I'm excited for you.
Me too. And I know that we talk about, or we try to get away from the basics of self-care, but I'm getting me a massage. I'm doing it. Because I'm about to touch
talk about it.
Huh?
Hold up. We talk about it as a basic of self-care, but it's still self-care. Yep. No matter how you look at it, it's still self-care. And in this situation, it's appropriate.
Well, I like massages too. Let me go ahead and put it out there. So one of my love languages is touch, right? So yeah, like, I feel, and it's not inappropriate by any way. Like, I'm not like, oh, I'm in love with my massage therapist.
No.
I will tell her I love her after the massage, but it's like no homo. Like, I'm not like, no, this isn't me trying to come on to you. Just thank you for this. Like, you did so great. Thank you, girl. I love it. But yeah, it makes me feel really, really good because it's my love language. So yeah, that's my thing. Getting me a massage.
You should. You deserve it. You deserve it. and the dance party that you're having. Yes.
I saw this. This TikTok, and this chick said that for her bachelorette party, her friend had Venmo bracelets made for her and her friends. And so they were running around wherever they were, and they would flash the Venmo bracelet, and people would do the QR code and send them money for drinks. Just don't be surprised if y'all see my Venmo popping up places. I'm just saying. Just don't be surprised.
I didn't know that was a thing. It's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm doing it. I know that everybody did the Cash App, and I don't really Cash App, but just about to get on these Venmo bracelets. Let me find where I can get them done real quick.
Oh my goodness.
But all right, friend.
I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful birthday trip week, and however long you decide to celebrate this occasion. Yes.
Thanks. Thanks, friend. I hope you have a great introspective week. Write some things down.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Well, all right, y'all. It's been real. We finna be out. We'll see y'all next week.
Hold on, wait, girl.
Oh, wait.
You know, we gotta tell them to share this podcast.
All right.
Y'all know y'all gotta share this podcast. Hit that share button wherever you are. Spotify, Apple, Google, all these places. Share it on your social medias, in your group chats, all of these things. Yeah, share the podcast so we can grow our community, grow our sisters.
So Michelle Obama can find me.
Yes, we need these circles to grow so we can get into those bigger circles. Okay. Yeah.
So we can bring you more, and Michelle Obama can meet me.
Yes. So don't forget to
follow us.
Yes, follow us on Instagram at Take Care Sis Pod, and Facebook at the same thing, Take Care Sis Pod. Yes.
Follow
where can
Kiki.
Follow me. Follow me at This Curvy Yogi on most platforms: YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. What is it? Pinterest, Twitter, all those things. Where can you follow Key?
Follow me on IG at yoga_with_key. Or you can come visit my webpage and make a reservation for you and your crew to have a little yoga party. You can make that on Yoga with Key, no spaces, .space.
My girl is remembering her own website, y'all. That is something to celebrate.
It only took a year. It's like when you hide something from yourself, you'd be like, let me put this away for safekeeping so I can remember it, right? So that's why I went with the .space. Then I couldn't remember what it is for like third. Yep.
It's okay, friend. It's okay.
It's okay, friend. It's all right. It's all right.
All right, y'all.
All right, girl.
So we are out, and guess what, Key? I want you to take care, sis.
No, you take care, sis.
No, you take care.
No, you take care.
No, for real, you take care on your trip with some margaritas and some fine men and yeah, all of that.
Drunk like a skunk, you hear me? Let's edit that out. Bye, y'all.